Before we begin, thank you very much to The Lob from TF Prime for joining the Patreon campaign. Thank you very much for the assist, always appreciated. That is at the top level, by the way, which does mean you are entitled to a review request or a video request of any type, really, as long as it's not too unreasonable. So yeah, go ahead and DM me over on Patreon so I can keep track of that, and thank you very much for helping out so much. Yeah, this week's probably going to be dedicated to getting caught up on some Patreon requests. As I said, if you've left one and it hasn't been done, I promise you will get it no matter what. So there's that. So we will need to discuss that at a later date. For now, yes, I'm still in my cartoon arc. You can go over to my Blue Sky if you want to see what's been keeping me so busy. I can't set up everything in here properly yet, but I think it's worth it. It's kind of cool. So, news roundup, news time. So the big thing of the week is the fact that some rumors came out about Transformers and Evangelion getting some new crossover project. So, not really rumor, it's coming to us from Hobby Dengeki, so yeah, it's real. No images yet. The article states a new collaboration with Transformers and Zoids will be presented at the Shizuoka Hobby Show event May 14th through Sunday, May 18th. So that's going to be a huge deal. It's for the 30th anniversary of Neon Genesis Evangelion. So this is not the first time Transformers and Evangelion have crossed paths. There is the MP10 that was released in the Eva 01 colors. So this is not unprecedented, but it's still kind of a big deal because this is a really, really big franchise for Transformers to cross over with. You know, and they've already done this. They've already done Godzilla. So next they'll do Ultraman. And eventually they'll get around to Kamen Rider, and the whole Shin universe will involve Transformers. I can hope, okay? Point being, if you are a fan of Evangelion, you got something really big to look forward to. And it's not going to be long before we actually get to see what it entails. I'm not very big on Evangelion myself. So I will let the enjoyers enjoy this. If it's significant enough, we might do a whole video dedicated to this once the info is actually released. If it's just going to be like simple merch, you know, your typical like stickers, file folder, acrylic standees, meh. But if they're doing some actual transforming Eva 01, then it might be worth discussing. So we'll see exactly what happens. Moving on to news that is a little bit more tangible. Normally, I don't do the stock photos for Takara because they are a little bit repetitive, but I do want to point out this batch of brand new things that Takara will be offering. Obviously, the Vortex we've seen plenty of, so that's fine. You know, not terribly interested in these shots because we've had plenty of good looks at Vortex so far. I do like seeing that, you know, the blade on the forearm, which is a thing you can do if you want it to be weaponized. That's a nice little thing to point out. You know, Skybound looking fine, you know, still very pretty. I really do wish we were in the era where Takara had a little bit more budget to flex to actually bring out more detail than the Hasbro release. Because you know they would make this toy sing. You know they would get all the original paint apps on there and it would look amazing. I still think the Skybound looks good. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, like they really could have just blew it out of the park if Takara could still just do what Takara used to do. Still looks good though. These are the photos I'm actually more attentive to because the Hasbro stock photos for the upcoming Hearts of Steel toys aren't very good. So I wanted to show off the really, really nice photos that these guys have, starting with the Optimus Prime, who's in a way better pose. So the stock photo for the Hasbro version, it's the same toy. It's posed in a way that really emphasizes its weaknesses, which is some of the parts being a little bit floaty off the chest and kind of making Prime look a little bit thin and like gangly almost. Like it's not a good look. But this is much better chosen. I don't know if the Hasbro version was mistransformed or if Takara's photographers are just way better at posing them. Probably the latter. but he looks way better here. This looks way more appealing and way closer to how he looked in the actual comic book. And then the train mode, you can't really improve with photography. It's just a cute little train. And it's going to just look like a cute little steam engine until a third party comes up and does a full trailer for him, which you know they'll do. You'll know someone will eventually come up with the rest of his train. It's not a bad toy, though. It looks like it's going to be a fun little random thing. And it's crazy that Hasbro's even doing a Hearts of Steel toy so far after. And it does make me anticipate, okay, we know this is a whole series where the 4 big characters of the franchise are going to go through different iterations of their designs over the years. I'm genuinely curious which ones you're going to choose out of everybody, because there's a lot of really good ones out there. Yeah, and keep in mind, this is a deluxe. This is looking pretty good for a deluxe. Speaking of, this is looking insane for a deluxe. This seems like it's going a lot harder than a deluxe typically should. Yeah, the Hearts of Steel Starscream is one of the more striking designs from that comic book. I love that we are actually getting it. This is one of those weird situations where, like, I would love to get the others. I would love to get Skywarp and Thundercracker as well. But because of the theme of these molds, of just, we're going to produce this as, you know, kind of just like to represent the character in a different, you know, iteration, different time period, a different universe, etc. This isn't always, this is not always something that gets reused. I hope it does, though, because, like, it's a pretty wicked design. And, you know, it looks like the combination of, like, a biplane and Super Shredder from Ninja Turtles. I'm completely down for that. But yeah, Takara did a way better job at showing these figures off. They look way cooler here. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I pointed those out, because yeah, those toys I am still really looking forward to, just for how unique they are. And that's a really, really nice look for them. It's a much better shot. Amazon showed off a couple of weird things out of nowhere. We don't have to talk about these too much, because they're really kind of nothing releases. But we're getting a 2-pack Crash and Combine of Optimus and Bumblebee. This is basically just the RID 2015 toys, just redone a little bit. The Optimus is repainted from an Optimus, obviously. Weirdly enough, that is not Bumblebee. Look at the vehicle mode. That's not Bumblebee. Look at the head sculpt. That's not Bumblebee. That's the drag strip mold. They've completely he's completely taken over another character so they can make a leg version of Bumblebee for this toy line. That does mean if you have your 2015 toys lying around somewhere, you can buy this set and double up your Bumblebee combination, if that is something that you would have fun doing. Otherwise, it's just like a super weird set. It's just like something, it's obviously it's a little kid's toy. It's just something for Amazon to throw up just for parents or grandparents to go, oh, my child, my grandkid, he likes these weird transforming robots, so here's one I can get for him. That kind of release. But they went a little bit farther, because we have this. Now, it's not marked, it's marked as Bot Racers, but, you know, it is Rescue Bot slash Classic Heroes Team. It's the Play School style Transformer toys. And this one is Bumblebee and Starscream. And this is, again, a really weird set. I don't have a close-up of both of them. Bumblebee is, Bumblebee is just a redeco of a previous vehicle mode, a previous toy that made him, the race car. Starscream is also a straight redeco. Now, it's already super weird to see Starscream as a car, and I'm kind of like applauding the fact they actually found a car that had the cockpit right there. But that is Whirl. That is Rescue Bots Academy Whirl. You can see her head just repainted into Starscream. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's also the happiest Starscream's ever been, so maybe that's why he's been so surly, is that, like, he really secretly doesn't like being a jet, so now that he gets to be a car, he's happy. It's a super weird release. So if you're into, like, weirdo Starscreams, like, now I guess we can add, like, Formula One car or dragster to his list of vehicle modes he's been. It's an odd one. It's a super odd one, but kind of amusing. Again, weird Amazon set for little kids. Nothing that, if you like your oddball collector pieces, that's going to be your thing. Let's take a look in at Skybound. Their Energon Universe 2025 special showed off a few other covers, including this one that has lots of my favorite things, including Quintessons and Sharkticons. So cool to see them in. Jazz is, last I checked, Jazz is on Earth. So if the Quintessons made it to Earth, things are getting real bad in that universe. The other covers aren't anything special. It's Hound, who, to my knowledge, we have not seen in the comic books yet. At least not on the Earth cast. Just him with like his schematics and his design that he'll be using. This one threw me off. Now keep in mind, I personally, because I just don't have the time to follow that many books, I'm not following G.I. Joe or Void Rivals. So if this has any setup, it's news to me. But here we have Matt Tracker. They are introducing Mask into this joined universe. I presume on the G.I. Joe side, given the characters that are on the upper left corner. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is the same approach IDW had, where Mask wasn't its own thing. It was a spin-off from G.I. Joe. And they did the same thing with, having an African-American Matt Tracker, too. So if they're basing it off of the IDW verse, like, I'm in favor of that. It does make more sense than having, like, multiple secret agent organizations running around in this universe. I am happy, though. I love Mask. I mean, if they incorporate that correctly, like, that's gonna be a good time. I loved seeing its revival. And yes, I know. So it was a who is it doing? Super 7 who's doing the official ones? Someone's bringing back Mask. I know. I'm looking forward to all of this. So this has me intrigued. This has me intrigued about the summer special. Someone got their hands on the AMK Pro Series Rise of the Beast Scourge, and my god, this thing looks pretty. So the AMK Pros are the pre-assembled and the heavily decoed ones. I guess not pre-assembled. Like here you go. Like here's your parts. But like just like any of their kits, they are half assembled, so you still get a very solid figure, but you still get the fun of putting it together yourself. And just like, yeah, the detail is insane. Look at all the burning like energy inside him. Look at all the rust detail. It's crazy. It's crazy how much they painted up this toy. YOLO Park does not kid around. Like when they want to go all out, they will absolutely go all out and do whatever it takes. Yeah, I did a review of their figures. Of the Yellow Park figures when they were just like standard kits. We talked about this Scourge, I believe, and yeah, look, night and day difference. Look at that. I really liked that Scourge figure to begin with, and then you give it that kind of deco it's got on the left where literally every aspect of it has been painted. That's incredible. It looks incredible. I am excited for that. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up, because I'm a little bit burned on Rise of the Beast at this point. I've pretty much been there, done that right now. But that's still really, really good. I love that. See what Blokees is doing. So we have the official shots of their Soundwave. And the little cassette that he's going with. I love the fact that it's got a tiny little version of Soundwave in tape deck mode that Laserbeak can grab onto. That's a cool little touch. And the Laserbeak, interestingly enough, is based on his Cybertronian mode. It doesn't have the actual Condor head. It's an odd, interesting choice on the part of Blokees. You can see here all the minions get their own little loadout and accessories. They are all their own independent figures, which is really cool. Throwing in Ratbat instead of being like an easy repaint of Buzzsaw or Frenzy/Rumble. That's a really good call. That's way more interesting. Laserbeak does look way more simple than the other ones. I'm going to say that. Laserbeak looks like he got the short end of the development stick. But at the very least, he does get to be the cassette mode that you actually get to put in his chest. He looks really, really good. Like, really good. This is one of those that I know people are going to buy up. Even if you don't intend on collecting the Action Edition, Soundwave is going to be the one people grab just because it's a really nice and what's probably going to end up being a fairly affordable Soundwave model to buy. Very, very cool. See, Blokees also coming at us with this. So here's the side of Wave 7's box to show you the entire lineup of their second wave of Transformers 1 figures. We have a proper Megatron, who is also the Chase, which is, I assume, shiny with a glowing barrel. Shockwave, Soundwave, Starscream. We have Cogged Orion Pax, Elita 1, about time. Cogged B127, Alpha Trion, and D16. That is actually a much more solid lineup than I expected. I actually expected more generic bots to maybe stretch this out to a third wave. But if this wave is anything like the wave that I have at the toy shop and the ones that I have seen around town at Walmarts and such, it probably hasn't been selling that hot, so it wouldn't surprise me if they just power loaded this wave instead, just to make sure all these big characters got out. Either way, I'm glad to see it. It's a very strong wave if you like your Transformers 1 stuff, if you want a complete collection of them. This is going to be a really, really nice one to get. It completes just about every set I think you could want. I don't think they've done Arachnid, though. I don't know how Blokees would in their style, but it is a weird omission, though an understandable one. Blokees also showed off more photos of their Galaxy Defender Devastator with a few new promotional images. There's a video as well, but we'll just stick to the pictures here. And yeah, it's basically what you expect. It's the vehicle mode ones they've been doing from the Galaxy Defender version. If you have all 6 of them, as you see here, you can combine them into the mighty Devastator. So as of this point, I know 2 of them are out. I can't remember if the next wave of those has already been released and you can get 2 more. I don't know how they're going to release them with the additional parts you need to combine it into Devastator, but we will see. Still kind of exciting. It's going to be interesting to have a larger Blokey that fits in with the rest of them. It's a cool idea, I'll give it that. Now, if you want a full-size figure, or at least, decently sized figure, Aldi showed off Wave 2 of their upcoming figures, which includes this Elita 1, which is actually really nice and accurate. Now, we will hesitate with these because the Aldi figures, once they were actually in mass production, didn't come out as good. Actually, and I'm going to take that back. Because there's multiple sets of, like, action figure Transformers being released by Chinese companies right now. I will be honest, I can't remember if this is the one that came out bad or not. We talked about it last week, and they looked awful. But I also know there's one that looked really good, and these look really, really good. So I'm hoping these are the good ones. It's honestly just the point of they're doing so much right now, I can't keep track of it all. Even I cannot keep track of everything here. But Elita and Perceptor look really, really nice. Here is Bumblebee, who I'm not sure has a mouth because the paint is obscuring all the detail in the face, but everything else looks fine. We have Shrapnel and Ravage. Shrapnel doing his... I don't know. He's about to fight in the Tekken tournament. I don't know what this pose is. Like, he is just ready. He's ready to go. It's not bad. It does look a little bit odd to me. It's something about the head. Like, it's either too far back or it's too small. The head is throwing me. I'm not entirely sure why. Yeah, and then there's a Megatron. I thought they did a Megatron already, so maybe this is the different line I'm thinking of. And yeah, Skywarp looking good. Good looking Skywarp. So yeah, they look good. I'm not gonna harp on them. They look actually pretty good. So if you want the action figures, maybe these are the one to go with. And to wrap us up, mugs. Oh, I'm sorry, tankards. So Nemesis Now, who's been doing a bunch of collectibles for Transformers lately, released images of this 2-sided tanker with Optimus on one side, Hot Rod on the other. And it's a pretty cool set. Like, not only do you have like the traditional orange metal that's associated with, either like Autobot tech or even Unicron to a greater extent, but also that Matrix handle is brilliant. It might be a little bit uncomfortable on the middle fingers, but that's such a good idea for the handle of the mug. That's such a good idea. I'm not one for mugs or tankards, but I might pick this one up just because this is a really clever idea. I like it. I like it. And that, my friends, is going to do it for the news roundup for the week. So you are all caught up. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time. Hello everyone, I am Astral Agent Magnetar, a Tokusatsu VTuber, and I am streaming 4 times a week over on Twitch, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday afternoons, and a special late night one on late Friday/early Saturday. So come watch, come hang out, and let's make an impact together.